Alright everyone, I've already showed you guys how to import, how to navigate through Premiere, and how to lay out a sequence. But now we're going to get a little bit more intense with the sequence. I'm going to give you a quick refresher, show you a couple other things, and then we're game to go. So, first clip I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the 003. It's 3 seconds. I'm going to hit I for in point, O for out point. And I've showed you guys how to drag it down to here, but you can also click and drag to your program. Oh, I guess we'll let you do that. We're going to click and we're going to drag down to drop a new sequence, and then we're good. So we have our sequence started. We're going to hit our backslash key so we can see everything. And then we want this clip here. I only want 5 seconds, so I'm hitting my O key. I'm fast forwarding. I'm hitting pause on my spacebar. I'm hitting O to out. It's not quite 5, but that's okay. Now here's something I forgot to show you guys in the first tutorial. You can see where our cursor is here at the very beginning. If you click and you drag it over to program 03, what it's saying is you can drop it and it'll override, or hit command and drop and it'll insert. I'll show you what each does. So we have our first clip at 003. I forgot to rename it, so we're going to name it voiceover tutorial. Okay, so if I click and drag it to my program, let's say I want to override it. I hit my backslash key and my first clip went away. It overrode the first one. I'm going to hit Command Z to go back. You can see where my cursor is here. Let's say I want to put my cursor right here in the middle. I'm going to drag it. I'm going to use Command, Insert, and I'm hitting my backslash key again, and you can see how it inserted in the middle of my clip. So as I play forward, it inserted, and went back. Didn't really want that either, so I'm hitting Command Z. Undo is your best friend in Premiere. It will undo any mistake you have. I want to say Premiere Pro has 47 layers of undo, where you can keep on going back. If you made a mistake, keep on going back. But what I want to do with this clip is I want to put this at the end. So I'm going to use my cursor. I can either move it to the end, or I can just use my down arrow. And I'm going to drag it, and I'm just going to let go. I'm going to do it for the next one. Drag it, let go. You can see where my cursor is. My cursor is right here, and I overrode. It's going to override that last few seconds. If I go holding Command and then dropping, it's going to split it up. So I'm just randomly just getting clips here, just to give you guys, just to give me something to play with. So we have our voiceover. Now, one of the cool things you can do in Premiere is you can expand. We're always going to be working on video tracks 1, probably 2, maybe audio track 1, audio track 2. But as you can see where my mouse is, I'm kind of hovering over in between video track 1 and video track 2, and it gives me 2 horizontal lines and 2 up and down arrows. If I raise it up, you can see what our clips look like. If I go above A1 and A2 and break it down, you're going to see audio meters. This is the first time I'm explaining audio, but you can see how it's split in half, whereas you can kind of see over here where it says left and right, but your left's an audio track. Jerry Overton will explain to you guys when working with cameras that left audio track, or channel 1, is always your NAT mic. As I play this, I'm going to mute it so you guys won't hear any of the echo. It won't work. As you can see over here, how I'm only having the left audio track, but if I mute the right one, or I'm sorry, make a solo of the right one, you won't hear anything because there's nothing coming in. So that is something to pay attention to. Where our left audio track is our NAT mic, and our right audio track is a reporter's mic, a lavalier, a stick mic, high quality audio. This is the onboard camera. This is a microphone someone's holding. So we're going to make a voiceover really fast, but we don't want to have this audio. we want to have this audio, but we don't want to have a dead track on our right track. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Command All, selecting all the tracks, and then we're going to right click. Like I said, this is the first time I'm having you guys play with Premiere, and probably the first time you've ever really looked at the audio. Under Audio Gain and Audio Channels, you want to go to Audio Channels, and in the Modify Clip window, you can select. Premiere right now is saying that on our first clips, we're using our left track and our right track. So for this, let's click our right track. So we're saying we want both of our right tracks. Then watch what happens with the waveforms. They're gone. Hit Command Z. I'm going to hit it again. You can use Shift G to get to your audio channels as well, or you can right click. But let's say I want both of my channels to be, I want channel 1 to be left and channel 1 to be right. So I hit OK. Now I have audio on both tracks where it sounds crystal clear. So you can see how these, when the guys are dropping the weights, I'm going to mute this. Anytime you want to mute your audio, if you're working on something else you don't want the audio, just make sure this is deselected whenever you export. I'm muting it for this tutorial. But you can see as I'm moving my cursor, the music, weights dropping was loud here, 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 and not so much here. So what we want to do is we want to get our audio to an easy level to where it's understandable, it's clear, but it's not overpowering. This is where I can hit the G key on my keyboard. We can do multiple things with G, but this is basically one way to increase your audio. Let's say we want to make this a little bit louder, so we're going to set gain to 12 decibels. It's louder. Not playing it out for you guys, but you can see the waveforms. I'm going to hit G again. I'm going to hit 12. But let's say this is going to play for the news, and they want to have a little bit of sound underneath of it. For nat sound, you can go Command A, and we've selected everything, and then we're going to go G. Now here's one thing I really like to do. We can do normalize max peaks, normalize all peaks, or set gain to. So let's do this for first. Let's do -30. Basically we're saying all of our clips are going to have a decibel level of -30. So we hit OK. I'm going to unmute, and you can see as I'm talking to you, you can hear just a little bit. And you can see over here on the audio, Premiere has set all of the audio tracks to -30. So nothing's going above -30. So let's do that again. I have everything selected. We're going to hit G. We're going to set our audio gain to -20. And we're going to play back through. And you can see how I'm still talking to you. You see the video, but it's a voiceover because someone else is talking. There's video covering me, but you can still hear a little bit of the guys dropping the weights. I'll do it one more time to show you guys, and then we're going to move on to another audio trick. So if you didn't want to do Command A, you can just click and drag, select everything. We're going to go G. Let's say we want to do all peaks. Peaks are right here. You can see how it peaks up. All the cameras are set to run low nat audio, but clear nat audio, so it's not overpowering. But sometimes it gets louder, and sometimes it gets quiet. We're going to set all of our peaks to -20. And you can see how some clips are lower and some clips are higher. We have a little bit of sound, not so much. A little bit of sound, a lot of sound, a little bit of sound. It kind of goes back and forth. So brief refresher, in this tutorial I have showed you how to remake a sequence and how to lower your audio to make a voiceover. Hope that helps. The next tutorial will be more about audio editing.